Hi Pisces, and welcome to your horoscope for October 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm going to give you a rundown of what the planets are doing in October and how they're going to influence you. And the first thing I want to say to you, Pisces, is that you're in a very unique position here because Saturn, the planet of structure and security, is in your sign of Pisces at the moment. And we also have Neptune, the planet of dreams and intuition, in Pisces, and both of those are in your first house of self. So I'm not sure exactly who this is for, but I'm getting a strong urge to say, Pisces, if the question arises, are you right or are you wrong? In October, it's very, very likely that you're right. That you get the story the way it's meant to be received. That you get the meaning that was meant to be taken. That you understand the contract the way it was written. That the conversation is you're very likely to understand things clearly, to arrive at a meaning or a decision which is accurate and correct. And what I'm trying to say with that is if someone during the month of October is constantly challenging you or is questioning whether you are right or not, the likelihood of you being correct instead of incorrect is about 90%. So please just take that on board before you look at anything else. We've got big things happening in October. We've got 2 eclipses, which I'll talk about. But the first thing that's really significant is that on the 5th of October, we have Mercury, the communication planet, going into Libra, and it joins your Sun, so your identity, the transiting midheaven, what you're good at work-wise, Mars, what you're interested in, and Saturn, what you're certain about. They're all in Libra in your 8th house. So if you're working in a business, in a company, you're going to find it very easy to do a good job and to get praise from your superiors if you have any. So if any work needs to be done, do it publicly, offer to do a presentation around it, offer to anything that involves the public or people seeing the work that you've done in October. Take those opportunities because people are going to be looking at you in a very kind of positive way and they're going to say, oh my God, this Pisces does a great job. Why haven't we promoted him or her yet? So you're the teacher's pet, basically. You're the golden child. You're the one who can do no wrong in that kind of formal employment setting. And even if you have any legal issues at the moment, or if you have to deal with a lot of bureaucracy or paperwork, or you have to get a planning permit from the city, anything that involves red tape or bureaucracy, again, you're going to get an unusually positive outcome because the planets in that sector really mean that any officialdom you have to deal with works in your favor in October. And I have to say, Pisces, you're the only sign of the zodiac that I've said that to. So I mean, those kind of things are tough as they are, like the taxes and the paperwork and stuff. But to almost be guaranteed a good outcome. So if you have to do any of that kind of work, and if you have to apply for permission or anything where another body is going to decide whether you can or can't do something, take a risk, you'll get a good outcome. On the 9th of October, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity. That goes into Virgo. It's sitting next to Black Moon Lilith in your 7th house. So you are very, very good at your relationships. You see when something is said that's incorrect or unfair. So if you feel you need to stand up for someone or you need to stand up for yourself or you need to right some wrong, really trust yourself through that process. Again, you're very, very unlikely to get the wrong end of the stick. On the 10th of October, we've got Pluto, the planet of transformation and rebirth. That's in Capricorn, in your 11th house, and it goes direct on the 10th. So it comes out of retrograde, where it appears to go backwards, and it starts moving normally again, right? So this is going to prompt you to work on realizing your hopes and dreams, and to give yourself a little bit of a celebration, and to give yourself a pat on the back for how far you've come, what you've achieved already, how well you're doing in work, and ideally to spend that time and that celebration with friends rather than by yourself. You'll have a really fabulous time that really re-energizes you and encourages you to get to work on your hopes and dreams, either for the first time or to get back to work on things which have been discarded and which may have not worked out in the past. On the 12th of October, we've got Mars going into Scorpio, and Mars joins Ceres, which is abundance and prosperity, also in Scorpio, in your 9th house. So this is a big shift now. You're not just going to want to do well in your job and celebrate your achievements. You're now interested in making your life bigger, learning something new, or having a new experience with a new person, so going on a date or something, or opening yourself up to support and help through counseling or therapy. And finally, I think you'll be interested in visiting a place that you've always wanted to go. So for instance, the places I wanted to go, ever since like 2012, I've wanted to go to Hawaii, and my whole life I've wanted to go to Machu Picchu, and I haven't gone to either place yet, right? So for you Pisces, this month, especially around the 12th, if you've got that kind of thing where it's like, I've wanted to do this for a long time, either visit something or have a particular type of experience, that's going to really be highlighted to you, and you're like, well, when am I actually going to do this? And around this time of the month, you can make plans to make that dream a reality. Whether immediately, right now, if you have the luxury to take some time off and do it now, in October, or whether you simply make the plan for the future, it doesn't matter, as long as you're saying this is going to happen. And Mars in Scorpio in your 9th allows you to do that. On the 14th, we have the first of the eclipses. So this is a new moon in Libra and a solar annular eclipse. So a new moon is when the sun and the moon conjunct, the moon goes black, and it's taking a time out to recharge. With the eclipse, the new moon process is interrupted. So what happens is the moon moves in front of the sun, and it covers the sun from our perspective, but not entirely. There's going to be a ring of fire left around it. But what that means is the new moon in itself hasn't completed, and we feel the influence of the new moon for the next 6 months. So you guys, Pisces, anyone who works for a company or an institution or the government, you are sitting in the best position ever, because the next 6 months you're going to do so well in your job, and other people will pay attention to you and recognize your achievements, and it's really likely that you'll get a promotion as a result. And if that much focus is on you and they get so much positive stuff back, of course they'll promote you. So anyone in that situation, that's really, really positive, and it lasts until February next year. Then on the 22nd, we have Mercury going into Scorpio. So again, the desire to have a new experience, to go somewhere new, get stronger, but also now you have a great sense of how that's going to be accomplished. So the action steps are no longer missing. You understand what details are required to get your dream. On the 24th, the sun moves into Scorpio, so now it's all about making my life bigger, having new experience, plural, experiences, so that I feel alive and connected. So the new is something that puts you in the present moment and makes you feel like, wow, this is worthwhile. And that's important for you. The big thing I want to warn you about, Pisces, is if you feel like, oh my God, I'm just spinning my wheels here, no one cares if I show up or not. There's no point if I work myself to the bone or if I barely do anything. That's the thing that's going to feel most jarring. And you have an opportunity this month to get rid of anything like that that makes you feel this way. It could even be a partner, you know, like if you've been with someone for years and you go out to a restaurant and you sit there for an hour and a half having your 3 courses, but neither of you say a word, then you will really feel that and say, oh my God, like this doesn't just seem to be a blip where we're both tired on this day and we've got nothing to say. It seems like we have nothing to say to each other anymore. And that's what's really going to feel uncomfortable. But the point of that isn't just to torture you. It's then, what are you going to change? Or see this for what it is so that you can change it. So the universe is kind of allowing you to see what situations in your life have reached their expiry date and need to leave. And it pushes you in a direction of something new and intense, which you can enjoy in the future and in the now. On the 28th of October, we've got the full moon in Taurus, and that's a partial lunar eclipse. So the moon isn't going to be fully blacked out, just partially hidden. And that happens in Taurus next to Jupiter and Uranus in your 3rd house. Wow. So all this learning and these new experiences will allow you to put your feet and plant your feet on some solid ground that you've never stood on before. So the learning and the travel and the expansion and the growth and the research and the acquiring of knowledge is going to lead to a different course of action that's never been pursued before in your life. And it's as a result of you opening up to these other options. So you can completely change course, Pisces, into something that lacks meaning, into something that is full of meaning. So that's what I get for you here in October. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all of them to answer any questions you may have. And to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where you send me 10 or more life events, and I manually actually work out your time of birth, which is important because the chart changes every 4 minutes. So the more accurate the time of birth, the more accurate the reading. So once I have your chart in front of me, I analyze that and it tells me about your life purpose, your friends, your relationships, children, health, family, travel, income, career, personal development. So if you have any questions at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share it online. And check out some of my other videos, the weekly horoscopes, the daily tarot reading, and then obviously the special videos on the new moons and eclipses and full moons. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with here in October. Have a fabulous month and I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Take care. Bye.